Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now in our last episode, making an EVA foam Klingon knife part 1, we got a long way through the build and you saw how easy it was. Nothing on here is hard. Simple techniques. And now for this episode, making an EVA foam Klingon knife part 2, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to complete the build, and we're going to seal it and paint it all in this episode. And the painting is going to be really fun, super easy, 3 colors, the red, the silver, and a tiny little bit of black. Really easy paint job, and we're going to weather it and bang it up and scratch it up a little bit, which is always fun. So, if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. Now it's time to come in and attach all of our blades. All right, now what we have to do is this. This might be a little bit tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to, so we roughly figured out where this needs to go. And so we used our 2 metal tips and we pushed down to make a little dent down in there. And then we took our silver Sharpie and we made a little mark in each dent so we know that's where we got to drill the hole for these. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do all 3 markings first. So what we're going to do is this. This is going to be that's going to be the main blade. All right, there you go, down in there. We've got 2 letter M's. Now we know those are the holes for the main blade. And let's see, this is the top, this is the top. All right, let's do the same thing. All right, we made our mark. That's right there. All right, now this is the front, and we're going to call this one the right-hand side. So we've got a little R there. We're going to put an R in here. Very nice. Now this one is going to go this way, and it's going to go up against this side. So let's get our measurement going here. All right, we've got a dot down in here. There's our left, our main, and our right. And down we have our left, our main, and our right. So now we know what side needs to face up so that the holes line up and exactly where each hole is going to be. All right, here we go. Now we're going to come in. All right, there we go. We've got all 4 of our holes drilled. Let's do a dry test. Oh boy, looking good. Looking good, and we're doing a dry fit. Looking good. You've got to be kidding me. Love it. That's how we're gonna get in here. Now we're going to come down here and get all the bottoms of our individual blades because they're going to have to make contact. Give all these a few minutes and then we'll stick them. This is really easy. We're going to slide this in all the way down to where the base touches with the base of the handle. Look at that. Wow, that is really cool. Let's get it down in there. Nice. All right, now what we're going to do, just for some extra support, is we're going to come in here and we're going to get some super glue down in here on top of the blade, and then we're going to smear it around in there like that. Okay, this way we're sticking the back of this piece of the body to the blade because we want all this stuff locked together. All right, we got some super glue down in there. Let's smear it all around. Okay, this body is stuck to this blade. This body is stuck to that blade. All three blades are stuck down to the bottom down in here. All right, there we go. Solid. That is absolutely crazy solid because we've got metal in all three blades. Wow. Very nice. Wow, is that cool? All right, now we're going to knock out these two pieces that are going to go on the bottom of our handle. We've got a 4mm piece and we've got a, I guess it's 16mm. It's about 5/8 of an inch. We're going to cut this 4mm piece out with a X-Acto. All right, there we go. Now we're going to get our Dremel out. We're going to round the edge off. Let's heat seal it. That's a beautiful little piece of foam. Nice. All right, we're going to knock this out on the bandsaw real quick. All right, there we go. Nice. Now we're going to get our dust mask on and we are going to round this thing off, and I mean round it. So here we go. Let's get our dust mask on because we're going to create a lot of dust here. Really nice. Look at that. That's almost a perfect half circle right there. Really cool. Really. All right, now we're going to come in and we're going to cut a dowel. We're going to stick it out of the back of the handle and we're going to attach this to the end of it so that it sticks out of the back of the handle just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole in here and we're going to use this dowel as our support. So let's knock this off on the bandsaw real quick. All right, there we go. Perfect. Now, all right, there we go. Now we know where our center mark is going to go. We're going to have to progressively get our hole larger. All right, now we're going to take the center of our piece here. There we go. Not bad. Go slightly larger on our drill bit. Let's open this hole up a little bit. We're just going to keep progressively opening our hole up. Last one. Perfect. Just a little bit on the end there. Now we're going to spin this around, and what we're doing is we're getting cement inside that cavity now. So now there's cement on the inside of the cavity and on the dowel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to leave it alone, and what's going to happen is the moisture content inside the contact cement is going to dry, and then the two will stick together. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing on this side, just like that, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to spin that around as we go in right to our spot right there. Kind of weird looking, but that's how it's supposed to look. All right, so now we've got that done. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try to make these little spikes that are going to go on the end of this ball. So we've got these little tiny pieces of 6mm foam, and I mean these are tiny. I'm worried about pulling this off, but let's try it. Okay, so we're going to take a piece, and now what we're going to do is we're going to try to cut from the center to this corner, and then again from this center to this corner. Now we're going to have to be really careful here because it's hard to hold this foam down. It's so little. So we've got a really, really sharp blade, and we're going to saw through just like that. Now we're going to go from this point to this corner, and we're going to, let's turn it around. Now we're going to try to do that again. We're going to try to saw through it. All right, ooh, so far so good. Now we're going to flip blade over on its side. Now we're going to go from the center to this corner. Let's see if we can pull that off. All right. Now we're going to go from this center to that corner. Ooh, this is going to be tough on this side. Oh, did we pull it off? What? We did it! Look at that! Nice, that's a pointy little spike right there. Now the trick is super crazy sharp X-Acto blade. If the blade gets dull, you're just going to tear your foam up. So you got to have a really crazy sharp X-Acto blade. All right. All right, we're pushing it down so that it bonds to the curve. So far, so good. Holy smokes, that's cool. Wow. All right, we're out at the spray stand. We're going to coat our Klingon knife with our Plasti Dip. And you know what we always say, even if you're outside in a well-ventilated area, do not spray without your respirator. Dig that, man. Look at how cool that looks when you seal it with Plasti Dip. Like we always talk about, there's several stages in a prop that jam. Stage 1 is when you complete the build. Stage 2 is when you seal it with Plasti Dip. And then stage 3 is when you paint it, which is exactly where we're at now. We just sealed this with Plasti Dip. Pretty easy coating there. We had to get in a little bit of the crevices here, so we had to turn the can sideways to get the skinny part of the spray down inside here. But not bad, super easy. All right, we're just gonna give this a little time to set up and dry all the way through, and then we're gonna paint it. All right, here we go. Time for should be a really easy paint job. We've got our little piece of cardboard out. We've got our foam brush ready to go. We're gonna come in here with our French wine. It's a dark red, kind of like a maroon kind of red. We're gonna get this out on our piece of cardboard. All right, now we're going to use the sponge brush for this because we want this to look kind of like dirtied up and stuff, so we want some darkness in the crevices. So this should be a really easy paint job. We're just going to come in. We're going to start doing what we do. We're going to start dabbing. All right, let's get a little bit around. Now, it doesn't matter if we hit the blades a little bit because we're going to go in with silver afterwards over the blades. So we're going to come in here. We're going to get as much on there as we can. All right, there we go. Look at that. Looking good. Darken the corners. Not bad. All right, now we're going to come in with our satin black. We are going to do this little spiked handle piece, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in with our brush, our foam brush. All right, there we go. Handle's all black now. Okay, now we've got some of our blue painter's tape out. We're just going to cut this into some smaller pieces. We're going to mask off a little bit before we do our silver, because we don't want to hit the top edge of it. All right, there we go. That's all we need. Just that. All right, now we're going to come in with our silver. Nice. Man, simple paint job. All right, now we're going to come in and we're going to peel off our tape. Wow, that is cool. Now we're going to come in with our brush. Sweet, that looks great. We hit a couple itty bitty tiny little silver spots on the red, but we'll come back in with the red and we'll touch that up. Yep. And then we were debating if we were going to do a mud wash or not, and the answer is yes, we're going to do a mud wash. So let's let this all dry and then we'll do our mud wash. We don't have to put a lot down because this isn't a very big prop. Alright, let's get a little bit of this water up. We got a little too much water in there. There we go. Alright, see that? If you put too much water down, just get a paper towel. Take it off. Alright, let's get our paper towels ready for action. Okay, here we go. We're going to come in. And see that? You don't get it all off, you leave it on just like that. And it's going to dry like that, which is nice. Okay, now our water is getting a little bit dry over here, which is kind of nice because now it's going to really have a nice mud texture on it. There we go. Look at that. See that? You don't get it all off. You leave it on like that. Look at that. Man, that is nice. All right, there we go. That is beautifully grody. Look at that. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted to come in and just getting an overall layer of residue on there. We're going to get some. And then you just tap it, but leave some residue. Like that. All right, now when you want to darken up a spot, you just put a little bit on there, let it sit for a little bit. And then you don't really do too much to get it off. You kind of let most of it sit there like that. We're going to add some spots just like that and let it sit there for a little bit. All right, nice. And that's what you do. You just look at it for a little bit, find spots where you want to put more mud on. Now that it's kind of drying out and getting thick, and you just dab it on and barely touch it, and you get these really nice sections that are darker. All right, so now our final technique is going to be, we're going to come in with our silver and a brush, and we're going to hit some of the edges to give it some of that scratched look. Just like that. Look at that little edge right there. Just a really subtle little scratching effect by running it along the edge just like that. See that? Wow! Really nice. Really nice. All right, look at that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, that's it. We're just going to go around the whole thing now. All right, look at that. On the little tiny little hits of silver all the way around those edges of the handle. Look at that. That gives it an absolutely perfect look, like there's that scratched metal. We're gonna Man, look at those perfect scratches around the black, a little bit on the spikes, all the way around all these edges on the handle and all the edges up around here. Really subtle, but that looks like real scratching. Wow. Really nice. Really nice. And you know what that means? With that final detail, or scratching detail, that brings our Klingon knife build to a close. All right, there you go. You saw it. Nice and easy. We finished the build and we went in and sealed it and painted it as well. Turned out great. Man, this thing is really cool. Love this. The fun part was the paint job. Easy silver, easy red, and then we came in with our brush and our silver and just lightly hit around the edges. Gives that really nice, natural kind of scratched effect. Did some on the forehead tattoo device as well. And dirtied up the blade with the mud wash, which was really cool. And that was it. Piece of cake. Good stuff. So that concludes making an EVA foam Klingon knife part 2. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.